This is Destiny Gower. I'm back once again. I talk about a little thing. When people say love thy neighbor, it doesn't necessarily mean accept of all their sins and not to tell them what they're doing wrong based on God's law. And I'm going to give the very best example of this in the King James Version, which is what I have in my home. It's a digital version of that. And this is an app on my laptop, so I got it from the Windows App Store. Bible King James Version. It's just as well as that. And we're going to go through the story. Back into the very... Okay, so here's the deal. We have John chapter 8, which is probably one of the used stories to bring to light that Jesus said for man not to judge. But here's the thing. So let's see. Moses says to thou, said that they might have accused him, but Jesus stopped down, stooped down, and finger wrote in the ground as though he heard them not. He lifted up himself and said unto them, that he that is without sin among you, let him cast the first stone at her. Now, they're doing this as a prostitute. This is adultery, which back in the day could have been prostitution. Adultery just means multiple men at the same time. Multiple men. Or, so adultery. So don't confuse. This is not prostitution. Prostitution could be adultery at the same time. So again, and then after they end up, dropping their stones and all that. Go and sin no more. In verse 11, she said, and know me, Lord. And Jesus said unto her, neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. He stopped them from stoning her, but he also told her not to sin. So, when people say, we're not to judge, I say, yes, we're not to judge as though we are God. We are to remind you of what God has rules for all of us. Oh, he shall not shall have the light of life. Now, then spake again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. Now, this is John chapter 8. Within that, now, that being said, I'm going to look at some other examples, such as, now I want people also to love thy neighbor, right? Well, loving my neighbor isn't just accepting them for their sins. It's also reminding them of what they're doing wrong. If you don't, then you don't love your neighbor in all aspects. You can tell them what they're doing wrong without doing all that. So that being said, this is very important and misunderstood in most progressive churches. If not all progressive churches. So that being said, this is a very important an important subject that I thought was very important from the very beginning. I just haven't made a video about this. So if you want to see more about this and agree with me, if you have disagreements, put it in the comments and I might address it. Who knows? If you don't like it, don't watch it. Simply as that. You don't have to watch it. Like, share, subscribe, or don't. I'm out.